Hello, it's good to have you aboard for this Tuesday's edition of VTV News. I'm Laneng, catching you up on current events. Here's what ahead. Asian Development Bank raises Vietnam's economic growth forecast. Vietnam has made a commitment to ban the use of bear bile in traditional medicines by 2020. And paragliding offers unique perspective on Vietnam's beautiful landscapes. Now, first up, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng met the new ADB country director in Vietnam, Eric Sedgwick, on Monday. At the event, Sedgwick praised Vietnam's economic development, attributing it to good management over the past few years. Vietnam's economy has rebounded with a stable macroeconomy, low inflation, good budget management, an acceptable deficit, and higher foreign currency reserves. He said that Vietnam's public debts have increased but were under control, and that Vietnam has done well in restructuring bad debts. He said that the ADB was working with Vietnamese agencies to develop a 5-year strategy to provide Vietnam with long-term resources at low interest for infrastructure projects. Prime Minister Dũng said that Vietnam considers the ADB its partner in the development process. He reiterated Vietnam's consistent policy of controlling and stabilizing the macroeconomy to create a firm basis for future development. Vietnam's economy will achieve 6.5% growth this year and 6.6% next year, according to an Asian Development Bank prediction. Now, the bank made the statement at a press conference in Hanoi on Tuesday morning.
Vietnam's industrial production achieved 9.9% growth, mainly because of a boost in production of FDI firms in the first half of this year. Disbursement was also carried out at a record-breaking speed, with the ADB citing greater investment inflows and improved consumer confidence as providing evidence for its optimism. However, the country will face several challenges to maintain the high growth rate, including unstable global economy and difficulties plaguing Vietnam's partners, China and Japan. The ADB suggested that Vietnam should focus on restructuring its public sector and supporting private businesses.
I think the government, to answer questions encouraging SME development, restructuring state-owned enterprises, improving the efficiency of the financial sector and deepening the financial sector, and continuing to resolve non-performing loans. I think these are all critical areas. These are all about improving the environment for private sector development.
The bank added that Vietnam's participation in free trade agreements will open up new markets for Vietnamese goods, but this would also mean more competition. Therefore, restructuring remained crucial if Vietnamese products in all sectors were set to benefit from increased international integration.
Now, Hanoi's consumer price index in September fell by a marginal 0.1% against August, marking a meager of 0.34% increase compared to the same period last year, according to the city's statistics office. Now, housing, electricity, water, fuel, and building materials all saw falls thanks to declining fuel prices. The city's CPI in the 9 months witnessed a year-on-year increase of just 0.71%. Meanwhile, Hanoi's gross regional domestic products for the first 9 months increased 8.3% against the same period last year, which is higher than the same period of 2013 and 2014. Vietnam's handicraft producers believe that Russia, with its 140 million population, is an ideal market for its products. The recently signed free trade agreement involving the two countries promises more opportunities for bilateral trade. Many trade promotion activities have been organized, including a Made in Vietnam product fair slated to take place in Russia this November.
A batch of products like this will be introduced to the Russian market. The whole delivery is worth about $30,000 US.
To prepare for the coming trade fair, we have created our catalog and contacted prospective Russian clients that we met in previous fairs. We think this is necessary to attract more Russian businesses to our booth.
This time, Vietnamese firms are only promoting mid-end products. This is because of a high tariff rate levied on export into Russia. High-end Vietnamese products would not be competitive. Exports to Russia currently face an 80% tariff compared to the EU's 5%.
We'll be able to bring a larger volume of mid-end products. From our experience of previous fairs, our Russian partners want to buy products that cater to middle-income owners.
Many Vietnamese enterprises are quite confident with their rollout in Russia this time. Environmental friendly and made of natural products, Vietnamese handicrafts proving more consumers in many markets, including Russia.
Export markets still prefer natural products such as bamboo or rattan. This is a good chance for Vietnamese handicrafts to reach foreign markets.
According to Vietnamese companies, they're reaching out to their potential customers via phone, email, and online marketing. However, this has not been particularly effective. These businesses hope to raise their revenues from export to Russia by 5 to 10% by introducing their products to the coming trade fair.
Ceramic and brick manufacturers in the Mekong Delta have faced difficulties due to decreasing prices, higher import costs, and decreasing number of customers in recent years. In order to help these firms, the Ministry of Industry and Trade has required local authorities and related agencies to work on solutions. Firms have been offered support in upgrading their technology, raising the quality of their products while cutting production costs.
Vĩnh Long province in the Mekong Delta has the largest number of ceramic and brick manufacturers in the region, with over 1,200 factories. Ceramics and bricks used to be the province's top product and were even exported. However, due to higher production costs and low demand, many firms now face difficulties. In order to deal with the situation, they have invested more in modern technology.
Changing technologies in construction materials production is very important. Old technologies mean higher production costs and have a bad impact on the environment.
Realizing the necessity to upgrade their technology, the Nam Vang company replaced their old kilns. Thanks to the support from the Ministry of Industry and Trade, the kilns have offered positive changes after a year's implementation.
The Department of Industry and Trade has implemented an energy-saving campaign. The new kilns mean fewer emissions and reduced fuel costs. The new technology has been advocated and supported by the Danish government.
In addition to replacing the kilns, ceramic and brick manufacturers in the region have also changed technology in each stage of the production process. Therefore, the quality and design of products have been improved. Technological upgrades gave also increased labor productivity and brought higher wages.
Product design has changed, so we've sold more. It means we're getting paid better, and our wage packets are more reliable.
The Mekong Delta has thousands of ceramic and brick manufacturers. With a new environmental policy to promote the use of unburned building materials manufacturing, those manufacturers that are lagging behind, upgrading their technologies, are likely to be forced out of business. This move should help usher in an era of less polluting, more competitive ceramic and brick production in the region.
Moving on now to other news. The first house for rescued bears in Hanoi has put into operation after 6 months of construction. The 1,000 square meter house, which can accommodate up to 20 bears, is under the control of the Vietnam Bear Rescue Center. The barns are designed with 4 captive closed rooms with semi-automatic doors and green space, swimming pools, and toys for the bears. The house is surrounded by a protective electronic fence, ensuring safety and a friendly environment for visitors to interact with the bears. The sponsor of the project, which is NGO 4 Poles, will continue to provide financial and technical support for the house as part of efforts to put an end to the illegal bear trade in Vietnam. Now, in some related news, Vietnam has made a commitment to ban the use of bear bile in traditional medicines by 2020 in an agreement signed by Vietnam Oriental Traditional Medicines Association and Animals Asia in Hanoi on Monday. The agreement is aimed to contribute to protecting bears from extinction. We have more to follow.
According to statistics released by Animals Asia in 2011, 40% of over 60,000 doctors in Vietnam have used bear bile, which is extracted from bears which are kept in intolerable conditions. Despite it being illegal to hold bears captive for years in Vietnam, thousands of the animals continue to be kept for a bile. Only a few hundred bears lived in the wild in Vietnam, and they are constantly faced by the threat of extinction.
Here that it not only causes a ripple effect of inflammation with the bears themselves, causing them great pain and pathology, but it also then provides very concerning results for the end consumer here in Vietnam. And I think that's a very, very important thing to raise, that as long as people are still taking bear bile, they are potentially harming their own bodies, not just harming Vietnam's Appendix 1 endangered species of bears.
In order to protect bears, the Vietnam Traditional Medicine Association and Animals Asia have signed an agreement to finally end the use of bear bile in traditional medicine until 2020.
The association has told physicians not to use bear bile. All of them are required to use herbal medicine instead.
It really, I think, shows the community that the traditional medicine doctors here in Vietnam are very, very serious about bringing bear bile farming to an end. And, you know, in collaboration with the government and, of course, with Animals Asia and indeed other NGOs here in Vietnam who have worked so hard to bring this industry to an end, I feel that together we realise that we are coming to the final hurdle at long, long last.
In order to achieve this target, physicians from Vietnam Oriental Traditional Medicine Association have suggested 32 types of herbal medicine that can replace bear bile.
We're coming right back after the updated foreign exchange rates as of today, September the 22nd. Up next on VTV News, Mid-Autumn Festival comes early to needy children in mountainous communes along the Ho Chi Minh City Trail. And paragliding offers a unique perspective on Vietnam's beautiful landscapes. Welcome back to VTV News. A mid-autumn journey through 5 mountainous communes along the Ho Chi Minh City Trail has been held to raise public awareness of the responsibility to care for children, especially those in poor and remote areas. In the central province of Quảng Trị, children in Zoling, Vĩnh Linh, Đắk Rông districts were granted 120 mid-autumn gifts. 30 scholarships were also given to orphans in the locality. Students at schools in Thanh Hóa, Nghệ An, Hà Tĩnh, Quảng Bình, and Quảng Trị provinces were presented with 15,000 notebooks, hundreds of textbooks, clothes, and other school equipment. The Mid-Autumn Journey was organized by the Central Council of the Ho Chi Minh Young Pioneer Organization and the Vietnam Children's Support and Development Center. More than 700 disadvantaged children with a congenital heart disease will be granted free surgery at Ho Chi Minh City Medicine and Pharmacy Hospital and Chợ Rẫy Hospital in Ho Chi Minh City next year. The Eternal Heart charitable campaign has helped hundreds of disadvantaged children who have heart-related diseases. It provides free heart screening, free heart surgery, and financial aid for those in need. Medical equipment has also been granted to local hospitals, including Ho Chi Minh City's Hospital of Pediatrics. Improving the livelihoods of ethnic people is one of Vietnam's Millennium Development Goals. Over the past years, the country has organized various programs to enhance husbandry methods in ethnic communities. We visit one such community in the northern central region of Nghệ An.
Since early this year, Lương Quốc Khánh family has earned $1,500 from selling cattle, a dramatic increase on his previous income. This has been thanks to training organized by local authorities.
I've learned new ways of feeding the cattle. There are also other people, so we can exchange experiences. I have also learned about how to expand our production.
Having learned much from the program, Lương now shares the knowledge with his neighborhood. After a while getting to know the new husbandry model along with some financial help from the authorities, they now follow the new methods.
Ethnic people often live in tight-knit communities, but the program helps them to become more aware of communicating with other areas. They have actively participated in the program, moving from small to large-scale production. Now they can apply some science and technology and know how to prevent disease.
The new husbandry method is only one of several programs being implemented in the area. They have helped ethnic people to improve their livelihoods on their own terms while allowing them to maintain their traditions.
Preserving the cultures of people in the Central Highlands has been a concern for years. Preservation efforts have struggled, and there needs to be a new approach in which local people feel that they have the ownership over their cultural heritage. Now, in the following report, let's find out more about the role of local residents in the Central Highlands in protecting the traditional cultures.
Traditional festivals have disappeared, with only those that pray for abundant crops and funerals remaining, while changes in customs have followed with the development of modern culture. New festivals have been held with traditional rituals, but their meanings and value have been changed. Local people themselves need to be at the heart of any preservation efforts.
Local people were passive when it came to cultural preservation in the past. They just did what they were told. Now they are active and decide what they need to do to protect their own cultural characteristics.
As part of this new approach, local people gather together to learn more about the values and beauty of their culture.
People are encouraged to learn traditional dances and playing gongs to contribute to protecting the traditional culture.
Participating in traditional music performances and enjoying traditional dishes allows local people to feel more proud of their cultural values.
This dish is made from wild vegetables. We eat it every day and at festivals. That is our specialty. For a traditional dish, residents go to the forest themselves to collect the ingredients and catch fish in springs. That's the way they conserve traditional cuisine. They know that they need to do it by themselves to protect their culture.
The most vital factor in the preservation of culture is the people of that culture themselves. They are the ones who know best and have the motivation to protect their cultural values.
Now, in other news, the Ministry of Information and Communications launched the ASEAN-Vietnam portal in Hanoi on Monday, with 3 official domains at ASEANVietnam.vn, VietnamASEAN.vn, and ASEAN.Vietnam.vn. The portal will provide information related to ASEAN's management and the activities of ASEAN's Information and Communication Steering Committee. It will also introduce ASEAN member countries and serve as a database for ASEAN. The ASEAN-Vietnam portal plays an important role in promoting communications and raising awareness about ASEAN, encouraging citizens and businesses to join together to develop ASEAN into a community of peace, development, and prosperity. It has English and Vietnamese versions and various features. The Vietnamese Ministry of Foreign Affairs held a ceremony in Hanoi on Monday to unveil its Welcome to Vietnam promotional video that is intended to promote the country's tourism potential. Now, this clip aims to depict beautiful landscapes as well as the unique culture and the people of Vietnam. We have more to follow.
Vietnam, the love we share, is the message aiming to promote Vietnam's tourism industry. Breathtaking and alluring landscapes, unique culture across the country's many regions, friendly people, Vietnam's economic achievement. With the aim of introducing Vietnam's tourism industry to international fronts, the clip is available in English, French, Russian, Spanish, German, Japanese, and Chinese.
Vietnamese ambassadors have screened the promotional video at Bangkok to introduce Vietnam to people abroad. For example, the video clip has been officially unveiled on the official website of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Brazil. We plan to cooperate with other ministries and allies to promote this video clip.
I think Vietnam has so many wonderful things to show the world, and sharing these beautiful sites and knowing that UNESCO is able to contribute strongly to this development of these beautiful sites. Culture, heritage, nature are key to Vietnam's future.
Welcome to Vietnam has received many contributions from many authors, videographers, and people across the country. Many scenes were shot with drones, providing rare aerial footage of some of the country's best loved and well-known locations. The video is part of the Ministry and Foreign Affairs video, will hopefully promote the country's landscape, culture, and people to a wider international audience.
Paragliding was introduced to Vietnam about 10 years ago. The sport not only provides adventure for the brave few, but is also ideal for adding new perspectives to landscapes. Tourists are able to witness the vast tourist fields in the northern province of Yên Bái or the beaches in the central city of Da Nang. Now let's pay a visit to the paragliding festival in Yên Bái province and get a bird's eye view of the world.
Yên Bái province, Mù Cang Chải district, during the Fly in the Yellow Festival season. The place attracts paragliders from across the country. Paragliders enjoy their time even more with the yellow terrace fields under their parachutes.
The yellow terrace fields are beautiful. This is my first time here. It's so different seeing the view from above. The Hmong villages appear so pretty and majestic.
Paragliding is a safe, if somewhat adventurous sport. However, 23-year-old Hai Yến, who is one of the youngest women in Vietnam to enjoy the sport, is only too happy to explain the attraction of taking a huge leap of faith.
It doesn't matter about my physical strength. I like adventure, and this sport is adventurous. That special feeling when you fly, you have to try.
Paragliding in Vietnam is becoming increasingly popular with 3 major paragliding clubs: Việt Wings, Mekong, and Hanoi, with around 200 members.
For pilots like us, flying is a passion. It's a wonderful feeling up in the sky.
Paragliding also offers a unique perspective on some of the country's most outstanding landscapes, offering breathtaking opportunities to touch the heavens and providing another potential service that tourists may find attractive.
More in the culture scene, the Vietnam Festa Kanagawa is being held in Yokohama City, Japan, as part of efforts by the Japanese hosts to promote Vietnam's culture, arts, music, fashion, and cuisine. The event has attracted 100,000 visitors and over 100 booths.
Speaking at the opening event, Vietnamese ambassador to Japan Nguyễn Quốc Cường highlighted the flourishing relations between Japan and Vietnam. Currently, Kanagawa Prefecture has around 14 million people and also is home to many Vietnamese students and workers. The Vietnam Festa is expected to help the people of Vietnam and Japan become closer.
The Vietnam Festa took place at the City Hall and major roads in Kanagawa, with several activities including food fairs and water puppetry. After the event, we plan to further strengthen cooperation with Vietnam.
Festival goer had the chance to enjoy many cultural performances, art, music and cuisine of Vietnam. The event has impressed both Japanese people as well as Vietnamese living in Kanagawa and Japan.
We're very happy. I haven't seen so many Vietnamese people like this since I came to Japan. I can enjoy Vietnamese dishes and watch water puppets. We loved it, and this has made me miss Vietnam terribly.
Activities in Kanagawa Prefecture have been one of the topics in high-level talks between Vietnam and Japan. Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng spent a day in the prefecture during his recent official visit to Japan. The visit marked a milestone in the relationship between the two countries.
Now, in the following, we give you the latest updates on the weather scene for selected cities around the world. And that's a wrap for this hour. Thanks for taking 30 minutes for VTV News. More stories are on vtv4.vn or youtube.com/vtv4go. Hope that you catch us again at 6 p.m. local time. See you back soon.